Hello, loved ones. Hello, friends. My name is Jeff Hubble. Have some messages, guidance, hopefully inspiration. Why? Because it seems to be what I'm guided to do. So, please bear with me if you see me swinging this cloth thing. I have a mosquito in here who's trying to get me. So I'm going to get him. Raining a lot in Florida. What I wanted to address was the weight we've been feeling lately, the stress, the incredible amount of pressure we've been feeling, the exhaustion. Can I take it anymore? I just want to sleep and sleep and sleep and not deal with anything. Well, that's a good place to be. Sleep and sleep and sleep when you can. Rest and rest and rest when you can. Don't deal with anything when you don't have to. The universe is really sending us inside right now. Deep inside. Deep silence. Deep stillness. Deep emptiness of the thought bank. And immersing in the bliss of a stillness, a silence, a deep breathing. The calmness of yoga or Tai Chi or Qigong or exercise or walking or doing all the different little techniques that work to balance your hemispheres of your brain, heart, mind, coherence, balancing the hemispheres, different exercises, balancing the vagus nerve. Why? Because we're going through so much pressure, so much transformation right now on the planet. You can see the Schumann resonance blacking out and the massive rays hitting the planet and chaos starting up all over and things we would never think was going to mass arrests of people we would never have imagined. Big figures. And all of that shakes us up to our core. All of that reminds us of the PTSD and traumatization, fight or flight we've been in for how long? Lifetimes? But the universe has a plan. There's so much going on behind the scenes. There's so much upliftment happening in from the densities into the upliftments. The dark overlords have been taken off the planet, and what is left is what they call minions, those dark controllers of the money, power, controlling our systems, creating the matrix, trying to keep the dark matrix in play and all that. You know who they are, the narcissists. But they're without a head now. They're this multi-headed snake without the heads. Been taken. And so they're flailing on the ground. They don't have leadership. So the chaos and the fear and the infighting, those, when they couldn't destroy the light workers, and they gave it all, they sold everything of their being to destroying us one by one. We all have many of us have our own stories. It all came back to them. Redemption. Is that even possible? In the karmic intensity that they must face 10 times what they did to us. Reckoning is happening worldwide. But it's a balancing of the scales. It's a righting of the ship. It's a as above, so below. As below, so above. Whatever is done in the dark is coming to the light. Because the light is getting so much brighter. Brighter, brighter, brighter. Endlessly brighter every day. People are waking up by the tens of thousands, they said, everywhere on this planet right now. Oh my God, I can't believe what's been going on. It's all been a big lie. I see a greater future. I see a potential. I see these visions of a peaceful new all-togetherness, equality. So, trust your inner knowings. Stay strong within your own lane, within your own boundaries. Keep your protection up. Keep not your shields per se, but a light around you, a golden, white, rainbow, violet fire. All times of the day when you stop and to rest, go into that silence, out there in the grass with your feet in the grass, or hugging a tree, or watching the sky, or breathing the breath of the mana, prana in the air, in the breeze. I couldn't know where to start what's going on behind the scenes, because it switched so thoroughly out of the darkness back into the light already. Let's say the meter is way over here towards full, towards the light kind of thing. Some people say we're already here. We're already reached all the levels. We're already ascended. We're already and we're just looking back at the steps and stages that have happened. Or at least on the 3D it's slower. The dance, the game. So the polarities are it's said, the masters have said that the game of duality is over. The experiment of duality is over. How's that even possible? But they're saying it's changing. The new world we're coming into, the new earth, from the two we become one. I no longer believe in two. The hypnosis, the mind control of duality, back into the oneness, which is God, consciousness, pure energy, pure love, pure higher vibrational, higher dimensional, where all that is true. The Saint Germain Ascended Master writings say, "Get thee hence, outer illusory world. I know thee not, for I walk in the perfection of my I Am presence, where there is no shadow, and I am free, forever free." Where there is no shadow. So, when the confusion and the fear starts, something shocks you or something rattles you, that is the moment to stamp it out right away. You call on your deity of choice, you call on the Master, you call on the I Am, God within you, and say, oh no you don't, you are finished. I walk in the pathway of my I Am presence, my God self, and there's nothing of mine or anyone else's going to enter that again with discordant thoughts, energies, and intentions. You command it out. You command that frequency, vibration, intrusion, or projection out, or that which is surfacing from the depths. You neutralize it. You nothingize it. You white it out. You violet flame it. You ask one of the masters that you love to neutralize it, nothingize, consume, transmute, and annihilate it from this universe, so it never bothers anyone ever again. And what you're doing is you're just changing your mind. You're just switching the switch from a negative polarity to a positive polarity, like turning on the lights in your bedroom. And when you turn on the light, the darkness, the shadows flee, because they're mostly they're hallucinatory. They're projections from, it could be from beings that's all they do. It's then project things that way. There is a polarity, has existed all this time, but now we're rising and rising and rising into our light, into our truest, divinest. I call it ecstatic, blissful, serene harmonization of a oneness beyond duality. I have this amazing saying. It comes from a master teacher named Emmett Fox, who started the Unity New Age churches 100 years ago, which are still strong. Unity, or if you ever want highly awakened teachings, they're in every city. He says, memorize this saying. Before you wake up, before you get up in the morning, the eyes closed, you say, there is only one power, and this power is good, and this goodness lives in me, for I no longer believe in two. Nothing threatens me. Nothing opposes me. Everything aligns with the divine plan, for I no longer believe in two. I only recognize the one. I am. He goes on to say, when a problem or a doubt or a question or a terror, fear comes up, you say, is this real? Is this of God? Is this of the universe of God's perfect creation, knowing of pure energy? And if not, if you find that it doesn't have, it's not of God, you say, you don't give it any energy. You refuse acceptance in your world. You stamp it out right there. You don't say, this is my problem. No, you don't even go there. You just release it. And you refill it. And when you do that, you're now remembering the truth. Refill it with I am statements, the God in me, the purity, the goodness, the innocence, the holiness of divinity. That is my truest essence, my intrinsic light from beginningless time. Becoming the best version of myself, becoming the dream I had of myself before I was born. And say, I am love, I am light, I am freedom, I am grace, I am joy. And you know these are all true. You're not just saying them, you're not making them up, because you know you feel that. You know you have that in you. So you're affirming all these. I am harmonious. I am the perfected poise that governs my life. I am the governing power of this body and mind. And I am governs harmoniously. You're saying with your I am Godness, you're affirming and decreeing that you are guiding you as your Christed higher self is living light emanating from your heart, from your cells, filling your aura, your torus field, raising it up from the lower spine, up the chakras, into the highest, flowing it over, blessing the world with your light, from the lower in the body to the higher frequencies. It's like the steeple on a church, you know, that symbol of from a thickness, a density, to a highest vibration, the pyramids. And so there's a lot going on in the YouTube world. Anything and everything imaginable. But if you start scrolling, if you start flashing through the shorts, this goes for TikTok, of course, Instagram, Facebook. If you let it, we all know that it's going to carry you away. It's going to mess with your head. You're going to see things. You're going to find things in society and news and media and military and this and that could shake you to your core. Well, even better than looking at the shadowy things that have always been there, that have always betrayed us, that has always brought bad news. We don't follow that path. We follow a path of betterment, upliftment, encouragement, and growth, expansion. You know, being responsible, yes, not just watching comedies endlessly and funny, stupid stuff. There's plenty of that on there. You know, a laugh once in a while, yeah, but if you're using it as an escape, because we want to be responsible, we want to find the things that work for us. You know, I pray before I go on YouTube. I pray, or TikTok. I pray for a message. You know, just give me a message. Let me get off there, God. And it always happens. It always happens. I'll get one or two particular videos that are like, oh, that's all I needed. That's so perfect. And a lot of times I'll take notes and make a short list of notes for my day. It's all I needed. And so, but don't get lost. You know, it's a sea, it's a quantum sea, and things are getting so quantumly chaotic and entangled. And so, enjoy the synchronicities, enjoy the, well, we used to say coincidences, but we all know they're like the angel numbers and the sudden phone calls you receive when you're just thinking about somebody, or something you dream about and it happens the next day. That's happening more and more and more. The manifestation of the higher dimensions, manifestation of our creation, of our inner dream that we might not even know we're dreaming, calling forth. So make sure it's positive. Make sure it's uplifting. You know, you watch these subliminals, listen to these subliminals for clearing and all these things. I love it. I love them all. I listen to them all the time. Like Sapien Medicine, Dream Seeds, Quotable Integrity, and a lot of new ones out there now. If you're looping them or whatever, but be sure to stick with things that you want to learn. You know, a lot of times they'll say listen to it for 21 days to anchor in this into your subconscious, this message that's coming through under the music, subliminals they call them. They have lots and lots of positive sayings. They'll tell you, they'll write down in there all the positive things they're saying. Is I am a master manifester. I am a happy soul. I am so, my dreams are all coming true. And just bunches of them, and on all different subjects. And so they're good for you. They're good for us, you know, in moderation and all that. But when you find something you like, or you read something, you know, don't just let it come in one ear and out the other. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you can do that, but also if you anchor down, get your notebook out and your voice recorder, and you put these things down and you listen to them at night, or you read it off at dawn and dusk or at bedtime, and 21 days or 30 days, you change. You literally anchor the changes that you want so dramatically. You know, Ascended Master teachings say you got to build a momentum when they're talking about the decrees and the teachings that and the things that I read and I share a lot with you guys, the I am messages. They say you got to get a momentum going. As you get that momentum going, which is that passion, that, you know, believing and memorizing these things that you want, are affirmations. You can say them at any time. You know, I am, for example, I am the eternal liberation from all external imperfection now. I am the eternal liberation from all external imperfections now. And theirs have power because it's all a lineage. I mean, many, many, many teachers have, for thousands of years, have used these same simple things that do have power. Any tradition, you know, has power because it's been done the same way for ages. But then the master teachings are from, you know, purely from the higher octave. They see things from clearly. So anyways, I wanted to share a few things because, you know, we all know it's getting quite strange. You can call it quite chaotic, but it can also be quite cohesive. It can be quite magnificent. It can be quite transformative. It can be quite joyous. It can be, right? You just intend to have a joyous day and just find the beauty in everything and give thanks after everything. The masters say you give thanks for every little thing that has happened in your life. You know, God, the I am, is our every breath of life, every thought, or every cell, or every heartbeat. The blood that runs in our veins, the color in our skin, the hairs that grow. So we give thanks for everything. The food on our table. Love you all. Have a beautiful week.